Hey guys, I'm gonna make this as short and sweet as possible. Let me turn my heater down, it's blasting. It is Tuesday, week 2, day 2 of keto. I didn't film anything yesterday. It was a late night. Elias is teething again, so it was a rough one. So I just got through the day. Everything was good. I did have a little bit of Halo Top ice cream last night after dinner, and I don't feel bad about it at all. It was great. So this morning I'm starting the day off with my what's it called, rocket fuel latte. I did a blended one today. I was just kind of in the mood for like a smoothie. I've been making my hubby keto smoothies in the morning for breakfast, just with like chocolate, collagen, protein, peanut butter, and almond milk, ice. Pretty much that's it. So I wanted something kind of similar. So that's what we're doing today. And yeah, let's see how it goes. It is Wednesday night. It's probably almost 10. I can't tell. It's like almost 10 o'clock. But I just got home from Bible study. So today's been super busy. This week has just been so crazy. I'm so sorry I'm not being consistent with filming and sharing things with you guys, but I'm going strong on keto. Today is day 2, or week 2, day 3. So everything's going well. I'm actually about to make some chicken, probably more so for my hubby than for myself, because I'm not really hungry and I just ate a fat bomb. So, but however, we just came home. Well, I just came home from Bible study. My hubby's not quite home yet. I just put Elias in bed. He was already asleep, of course. It was totally past his bedtime, poor little guy. But I'm just gonna throw in this teriyaki chicken that we get at Sam's Club. It is our favorite. It's totally not keto. I'm probably gonna do a little bit for myself because I think we're gonna go to Sam's Club tomorrow, I think. And I'm gonna do some vegetables also. So just this veggie medley. It's broccoli, green beans, carrots, yellow peppers, wax beans, and red peppers. So just another one of the medleys. And I would normally make rice with it, but I don't think it really needs rice. And then we have other veggies in the fridge also, left over from dinner last night. So last night we had our FPU class at our house, which we always have on Tuesday night. We're actually on the second to last class, but it's going to be 2 more weeks before we're done because one of the couples that joins us is going to be out of town next week. So we're going to just postpone it a week and then we'll finish. So this is probably like the longest FPU course ever, but it's okay because it's worth it and we're doing it with friends, so it's fine. So that's where we are right now. I'm going to tell you guys about the fat bombs that I made. They are cookie dough and they are so good. I think they're technically fat bombs. I don't know. I mean, it's peanut butter, cream cheese, vanilla extract, stevia, chocolate chips that are sweetened with stevia, and what else? Butter, vanilla extract. I think I said that already. So good. You guys are so good. I made them last night because I really had just like a little craving for like a little something sweet, and not necessarily a craving last night, but I've just like kind of wanted something in the afternoons, like after lunch. I'm just so used to having access to like a little piece of chocolate or you know, like cookies or something after my lunch at work, that not having that has been a little bit of a challenge. So I've just been having like a little bit of the dark chocolate that is sugar-free or sweetened with stevia, but I figured I would make something that has a little more substance, like has some fat to it. So I made those. I took them to work today. They were so good, but you definitely want to leave them in the freezer. I had them in my lunch bag, just in the fridge, and after lunch I ate one and it was like literally like the consistency of cookie dough when you're making cookies. So if you stick them in the freezer, then obviously they're firm. So I just came home and had one right now, and it was perfect, like straight out of the freezer. It was so good. And my hubby took some to work also. He didn't really even take a lunch today because he worked a short day, but he took some to work and he really liked them too. So they are totally a win. I'm probably gonna make them every single week in like a double batch because they're so easy and they're so stinking good. Totally a perfect little like snack, and it has a little bit of chocolate. They're just great. I'll link the recipe. I didn't film it, but for our meal prep this weekend, like I said, I'm probably gonna make them every week. So I'll film it then so you guys can see how to make them. It's super easy. It took me like, I don't know, 5 minutes to put it all together. You just have to let the cream cheese like soften and the butter also. But yeah, really easy. I threw those together last night, so those are a win. And other than that, I'm doing really well. So I've just been having my bulletproof coffee in the morning today and yesterday. I had, today and yesterday? I think today and yesterday I had like an iced blended one, so it was like a frappuccino. I did also go to Starbucks this evening because I kind of wanted a little bit of a treat. Here's my coffee. There's literally probably like more than half of it is left in here. I just got an Americano. Okay, so I got a tall blonde Americano. I got a triple because I heard that if you add the heavy cream, it's a little bit watery, so, or because the Americano is just espresso and water, it can be a little watery. So I did 3 shots, and then sugar-free vanilla. I just did 2 pumps of that. Light heavy cream, and then vanilla bean powder, which is literally just the powder. And then I didn't even add stevia to it, but you could if you wanted to, or you could do less pumps, or you could do no pumps and just add stevia. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm feeling really good and pretty excited. I wasn't even tempted by like the snacks at Bible study tonight, which there were like chips and salsa, and somebody made brownies. What? Tell me the devil is a lie, right? Come on, like, come on now. So somebody made brownies. I wasn't even tempted. I looked at them and I was like, those look so good, but I didn't eat any. So it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I really wish I could have one of those. It was like, wow, those look really good. Let's move on. Like, it was crazy. So it's nuts how this lifestyle just works. So my hubby just got home, so I'm gonna make the chicken and we'll call it a night. Good morning, guys. Today is Thursday. I'm like shaking like a leaf. Today's Thursday and getting ready to go to work. So same old, same old. I have my rocket fuel latte frap kind of a thing. Oh, it's so good, you guys. It's so good. And yeah, I gotta get going. It's almost 8. So yeah, I gotta get off to work. Woo. For lunch today, I'm taking some of the leftover chicken that I made yesterday and mixed veggies. And then I also have, because that has like 0 fat, I'm also taking some guac and some nut thins. Then I have my little Sargento breaks thing also, and I think 3 of the cookie dough fat bombs. I don't like eat 3. The most I eat in a day is 2 usually, but I'm bringing 3 just, I don't know, I like 3. 3 is like my number, so I like to, you know, plan for 2 and then have an extra just in case. What else do I have in my lunch? I feel like I have something I'm not telling. Oh, I also threw some pistachios in just in case I needed something a little bit extra. I think we're gonna go to Sam's Club tonight. I'm trying to meal plan. Not trying to meal plan, I was meal planning. And what I've noticed is that I'm not necessarily like craving carbs, but I feel like it's kind of like a missing piece in my meals. Even though I have, you know, we've done like the cauliflower rice a couple of times. Well, not a couple of times. We did the cauliflower fried rice last week. And then this week for meal prep, I made a cauliflower bake, which was really good. My husband loved both of them. So those have been really good, but just like, I don't know, I get bored eating the same food like really easily, which is not good. So I've just been trying to find like different little hacks. So I might do like some things with like fathead dough, not necessarily bagels because I'm not really into breakfast, like eating breakfast. Like my rocket fuel latte is great for that, but for as far as like a side or to be able to like make a sandwich or something like that. So I'm thinking about that. I also just saw a recipe for these adorable, amazing looking little cheesecake, like mini cheesecakes with almond flour, or wait, with an almond crust. It's like, I don't know, almonds and like stevia and something else as the crust, and it looks so good. And they topped it with berries. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that'd be so good. And like if you get the mixed berries and just like warm them up a little bit, and then it's like kind of like a warm, oh yes, so good. I'm such a foodie, you guys. So I think I'm gonna do those as part of our meal plan for this coming week also, and just kind of some like other snacky items. I'm gonna look for kind of some other snack stuff because I don't know, I like to snack. I enjoy the snacking. I can't help it. So not necessarily like I need to eat, but one, it takes me a long time to eat. Like in general. So I can't eat like a ton of food within a short amount of time at like my lunch break. It's just a little bit hard. So I like to have, you know, my lunch, chat with my friends, and then have a snack like an hour and a half later or something like that. Or even like directly after, I'll have a snack and just kind of like continue whatever my lunch was. So anywho, that's kind of, whoa, that's kind of a lot for what I wanted to say this morning, but there you go. It's Thursday. I'm feeling really good. I haven't weighed myself. I'm really tempted to, but I'm going to wait until tomorrow because it'll be a full week. And then hopefully after either this week or maybe next week, I won't weigh myself as consistently. I'll weigh myself probably every couple of weeks, but I'll do pictures every week. So that's where we are. Let's get to work. Ooh. Happy Friday, guys. It is Friday morning. I'm about to head off to work. Something's happening up here. I did weigh in this morning and I didn't lose any weight. So there's that. Sorry, the radio's on. But I don't really feel like that's a huge concern to me because I did things a little bit differently. Like I kind of pushed the envelope and I was kind of trying to see what my body tolerance would be for this week as far as like my macros and all of that good stuff. And I think I just pushed it a little too far. Like my, I just made a regular rocket fuel latte, the traditional style today, because I feel like making the blended one kind of gives me a little bit too much freedom. And that was probably kicking me out of my morning fast. So I'm gonna go back to the warm version because it just has more of like, well, the way I was making my like blended style. This has more of like just the healthy, I'm not even gonna say healthy fats. It's just different. It's just a different combination of things. So I'm going back to this and we're gonna see how that goes. I also might loosely start tracking my macros or counting my macros. So I think what I'm going to do is I will count everything as far as our meal prep goes. So as I'm making items, I'll insert them into my FitnessPal app or the other one I have, I forget what it's called. And I will figure out what the totals are for the different meals that I'm making. And then I'll have them in there. So I'll be able to just kind of pull from there without having to like insert, you know, every single day, like eat a piece of cheese, stuff like that. So that's what I'm thinking I'm gonna do. I've never counted macros, and that's the thing that's kind of always intimidated me. So we'll see about that. I think that doing it kind of in bulk will be helpful. But I'm gonna get off to work and get this day started. I totally forgot to mention, yesterday we went to Costco and we had to run some errands after work. So kind of before we went to Costco, we stopped at Carl's Jr. and I just got a low carb, like lettuce wrapped burger. I added bacon and I didn't do any ketchup, and I had mustard and cheese. And then just the lettuce and onions. I don't like tomatoes, so I didn't get that. But yeah, that was it. So that's what I had for dinner. It was so good. It was huge and it was delicious. So that's what we did for dinner. And then we came home and just kind of ended the night. Oh, just realized I forgot to pack my cookie dough fat bombs in my lunch. Womp womp. Oh well, I'll survive, I guess. Hey friends, my ring light is like doing the most. All right, sorry guys. I'm gonna try and not have a glare happening. Over here. Okay guys, so it's Friday night. Elias is finally asleep. He was fighting his sleep so hard. I'm just gonna take these off. So yeah, so he's in bed and kind of winding down for the night. My husband and I had, what are they called? Pigs in a blanket for dinner. I made some I made some keto pigs in a blanket with fathead dough. So they were pretty good. I have had a bit of a tummy ache most of the day, ever since I ate lunch today at work, which I had some chili and broccoli and like half of a cheddar biscuit that I made last night also that I made last night. So that's what I had for lunch, and I've just had a tummy ache ever since. I don't know what's going on. So things kind of got like a little better, but then we're eating dinner and I had like 4 bites of my food and I was stuffed. So I figured, okay, I guess it's time to stop. So I'll just have some water and we'll be done for the night. I did also make some brownies. I was like in a mood tonight, you guys. I don't know, I've just been wanting, not like necessarily craving things, but I'm like a little treat sounds good. So I saw a brownie recipe, so I decided to make it. I'm gonna try it. I don't think I added enough sweetener. With different sweeteners, I actually used Swerve. I got some, so I decided to use that. And it says it's like a cup to cup, but I hadn't used it before. And usually with those like artificial, well, not artificial, it's not artificial sweetener, but with those different sweeteners, like they don't sweeten the same as sugar. I find that they're much more concentrated. So I try not to use like as much, because I find that if you do use as much as like you would sugar, it's just like overpowering. It's way too much. So I didn't use as much. And I think honestly, just because my taste buds are changing with being on keto and not really having sugar, that things are like very, very sweet. So I don't know, I probably use like just under, you're supposed to use like a cup of the sweetener, and I do use just under a cup. So not too bad, but I'm gonna taste them in a little bit and see how they are. And I might just top mine with some strawberries that I have from our Costco run yesterday, and then a little bit of whipped cream. So it'll be like a little bit of a brownie sundae, but just kind of something tasty. So probably not what I need with a tummy ache, but oh well, it'll be good. So that's it. I feel like I've done a really bad job with like vlogging and sharing what I'm actually eating this week. So I might just include our meal prep that I do tomorrow in this video, so that you guys can kind of see what I'm planning on eating for my meals next week, and for the meals my hubby's going to be eating next week too that are keto. So yeah, that's kind of it as far as our Friday night goes. Just time to wind down. I'm probably going to wash my hair and catch up on The Bachelor if I can. Fingers crossed. I'm close. I'm like only an episode behind, I think. So I'm like the episode of the fantasy suites, dun dun dun. So, and they just did the tell-all this week, so I think I can catch up before Monday, and then I'll be on track. So yeah, that's it as far as this Friday goes, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Alright guys, so here is the meal prep list for this week. So we're gonna do beef and broccoli in the crock pot. We're gonna make buffalo chicken with some rotisserie chicken that I got. We're also gonna make chicken salad, mini cheesecakes. We're gonna cut up and prep some celery and cucumbers. Hello, jeez Louise. I'm also gonna do some cinnamon sugar pecans. I'm gonna try and roast them in the oven, and then I'm gonna do a stuffed pepper bake. And then I also actually have a couple of things to prep for Elias. He needs some more sweet potatoes and carrots, so I'm gonna make those also, and those just have to be like steamed and then blended down. So that's it as far as the meal prep. So the first thing that I started on is the beef and broccoli. It just goes in the crock pot. So I put half of our stew meat in the crock pot, and I'm just gonna put some garlic. I'll do salt and pepper and soy sauce in here. And then once the meat cooks, I add broccoli into it and basically just let the broccoli steam. I don't put the broccoli in right away, obviously, because you don't want it to get all mushy. I still like it to be firm when we're eating it, but obviously it just steamed through. So that's what I'm going to do now, and then we'll move on to the next thing. Alright guys, so I just seasoned the meat. I just did salt and pepper and about a tablespoon of minced garlic. And then I'm just going to add some soy sauce over the top. And I'll see how it looks and then decide if I want to add a little bit more of anything. But probably not. I'll probably just let it cook like this. And then, yeah, because that's what the soy sauce added. So then I will let it cook and we'll see how it goes from there. So I'm just going to put it on low for 8 hours. It's not going to cook that long, but I just like to cook it on low so it doesn't cook super fast. Alright guys, so I just put that kind of back to the back of the counter and I let this do its thing. And I love to use the crock pot with my meal prep because then I can cook other things and not have to worry about like watching this dish. So that's one of my tips, is just make it easy. Use a crock pot, instant pot, whatever you might have or like to use. So here's another tip to share with you guys. It is to freeze your meat, whatever you're not going to use. So this is actually all the meat we got from Costco, with the exception of the stew meat that I'm using for our beef and broccoli. So I have 2 packages of pork chops here. You guys can see I just write what's in it and then I put the date. And then I have 2 bags of tri-tip here, and then the rest of the stew meat. So this is good for quite a few more meals. Like this will be good if we want more beef and broccoli another time during the month, or whatever else we might want to make with that. Be good for like skewers or, you know, all kinds of stuff. And then the tri-tip, obviously, this would be a good, like probably at least 4 or 5 meals for us. And this one's a little bit larger, so same thing. And then pork chops here, we could either have this and again get 2 meals out of it, or we could you know, make it when like we have friends coming over or something for just 1 meal. So however it is that you want to end up using that, it's really great to just freeze it, because it's not going to go bad in your freezer as long as you use it up you know, within a reasonable time. So that's what we do, and we have a deep freeze in our garage, which is super handy for this kind of stuff. So meal prep break for some breakfast. It's a little after 10:30, and I just made some eggs and bacon for my hubby and I. The hubby is getting a hash brown because we had one left, and then we're both getting a few strawberries on the side, and that is going to be breakfast. I literally have not eaten a breakfast in 2 weeks, you guys. So to me, it's kind of weird to be eating so early, but we're going to eat this, and I probably won't have another meal until our date, which will be early this evening. And I think we're going to go to Chipotle before our movie. So that's what we're eating. And I did make coffee. I didn't do bulletproof coffee. I just did coffee with creamer this morning because I was pretty hungry when I woke up. So I figured that I was going to make a breakfast or a meal pretty early. So here's breakfast. Okay, friends, so here is the stuffed pepper casserole bake, whatever you want to call it. So I have 2 bell peppers in here. I have half of a package of cauliflower rice that I did saute in coconut oil, and then I have ground beef that I seasoned with chili, salt, pepper, and what else? Onion powder, I think. And I cooked it in a little bit of pasta sauce, which I like to do with anytime I'm gonna do like a ground meat, ground turkey, or ground beef. I add a little bit of pasta sauce or salsa to give it some extra moisture. So what I'm gonna do now is just mix everything together, and then I'm gonna add probably a little bit of pasta sauce again, just to kind of give it a little bit of extra moisture, and then I'll season it all, and then I'm gonna add some cheese to the top of it. So probably some mozzarella and cheddar cheese. And that's going to be it. And what I'm going to season it with, so here's the pasta sauce. You guys saw this in my pizza recipe. So I'm just going to do some salt. Actually, I might do the Himalayan salt, not this guy. So garlic, chili powder, black pepper, and I'm going to add a little bit of onion powder also. And then that will be it. Okay, so here's the bake all mixed together and seasoned. And then I'm going to add, this is half a cup of mozzarella. And I'm gonna do a little bit of cheddar also. Alright guys, so that's it. I'm going to stick it in the oven and just let everything cook down. Make sure the bell peppers get softened and the cheese is melted, and we'll be good to go. You could also just wait to add the cheese until it's cooked, and then just add it like, you know, a few minutes before you're done cooking it, but I obviously did not. So there's that.
Hi, sweet boy. Can you say hi? I have my little sous chef here, enjoying some blueberries. Yes, those are good, huh? Those are so good. So good. He is so tired. He's totally ready for a nap, but it's not quite nap time. So I'm trying to keep him entertained with the bloobs. Yes, with the blueberries. It's working. It's working a little bit, I think. Sweet boy.
Alright friends, I put Elias down for his nap, but before I did that, I put the broccoli in with the broccoli beef. So it is nice and steamed. So this is done. I just turned it off. So the crock pot is off. I also did make some hard-boiled eggs. These are going to be for chicken salad and a few for my hubby for snacks for the week. I still have to cut my celery and do my pecans. And this is the stuffed pepper bake. So full disclosure, I actually took it out after it was in the oven for like 18 minutes, I would say. And I stirred it and the bell peppers weren't cooked yet. So I added some more pasta sauce and cheese on the top and then put it back in for about another probably 15 minutes. So I think it cooked about 30 minutes in total. Just keep an eye on it, I would say, and start with like 20 minutes on that. So that's what I've done so far. I do need to shred the chicken and prep the veggies, and that's it. Alright guys, so I finally shredded the rotisserie chicken. I put a little bit aside to make the chicken salad. I'll have to do that later because I am going to go take a little bit of a nap. But I wanted to make the buffalo chicken before I was done. So this is just a cup of cream cheese, half a cup of sour cream, a quarter cup of hot sauce of your choice. I did Tapatio. The recommended was Red Hots. And then I just added seasoning, so salt, pepper, onion powder, and then I added a little bit of mozzarella cheese on the top. And I put it in this glass dish because I'm just going to bake it at a later time whenever we're going to have it for dinner, so which will either be tonight or probably tomorrow. Obviously we won't eat the whole thing, but that's when we will start on it. So that's it for that. Super easy. And then aside from the other part of the chicken that I shredded, I had the legs and thighs that I pulled off of the chicken and just put into a separate container to eat with like veggies as a side. So that's it. I forgot to mention that I made the pecans. So oh my gosh, they smell so good. Oh, they smell amazing. So I will link the recipe for this below. It's super easy. I was chatting with my husband as I was making them though, so I didn't really have time to film the process, but it's just cinnamon. It's a sugar substitute. I used Swerve, the granulated one, and then butter and pecans. So you just basically just melt the butter, add the cinnamon and sugar, then add the pecans, let them cook for about 5 minutes, then pull them off and let them cool. So these are actually cooled, so I'm just going to break them up and put them in like baggies or Tupperware, and they'll be good to go. They look so good. Like, what in the world? That's totally legit pecan candied goodness. So I'm super excited. These are going to be such a yummy treat or snack in the afternoon when we want a little something sweet.